Thanksgiving is all about family, gratitude, and delicious food. But have you ever wondered what's really on your plate? Today we're breaking down the macros of some very popular Thanksgiving dishes, and we're going to show you a way to make them more macro-friendly. Let's start off with one of my personal favorites, pumpkin pie. Who doesn't love a good slice of pumpkin pie? So good. My mom makes excellent pumpkin pie. Almost as good as her pecan pie. But we're not going to talk about that because pecan pie, you ain't making that macro-friendly. One slice of pumpkin pie is about 320 calories and contains about 5 grams of protein. The rest, carbohydrates and fats. Now, how can you make it more macro-friendly? The first thing is you can either use a lighter crust or just go crustless. The crust adds a significant amount of carbohydrate and fat. And pumpkin pie, the pumpkin component, is actually pretty macro-friendly, and pumpkin actually has quite a bit of fiber in it. You can also substitute the condensed milk with something like light cream or even almond milk or something that's lower calorie. One of the easiest ways to cut down the calories is to take out the sugar and bake with something like baking Splenda, baking stevia, one of the baking forms of the no-calorie sweeteners, and that is going to take a significant amount of calories out of this dish, but it's still going to taste great. These adjustments can save you carbs and calories while keeping that flavor. Now let's talk gravy. It's about 70 calories for a quarter cup, and while that may not seem like that much, liquid calories aren't very satiating and they can add up very quickly. So how can we make it more macro-friendly? So as a thickener, instead of flour, you can use something like xanthan gum, or you can use cornstarch slurry. And that's going to remove quite a bit of calories out of there, especially if you're using xanthan gum. You can also skim off some of the fat from the turkey drippings. These adjustments will keep that flavor, but reduce the amount of calories from carbohydrates and fats. Now, another one of my personal favorites, stuffing. I love me some stuffing. Now again, only about 200 calories per cup and 3 to 4 grams of protein. And that may not sound like a lot, but when you consider it's not super dense and a cup really isn't that much, it can add up quite quickly. I probably have like 3 cups at Thanksgiving. So that can add up real fast. So what can you do to make it more macro-friendly? You can swap out the regular bread for like a whole wheat, sprouted bread, or some lower calorie version of bread. You can add some lean protein like turkey bits to boost up the protein. You can also increase the vegetable content of it so that it fills it up more and keeps the calories lower. Now you still got a great comfort food, but more macro-friendly. Now let's talk turkey. Literally, let's talk turkey. So turkey is about 200 calories per 6 ounces of white meat with about a whopping 40 grams of protein. Now, how can you make it more macro-friendly? Well, it's tough because it's already pretty macro-friendly. But if you choose white meat only and you remove the skin, now you've pretty much got pure protein with just a little bit of fat. The cooking method also matters. If you're roasting it, baking it, versus obviously frying it is going to be significantly more calories. And then make sure that you're not adding a lot of butter or fat-heavy marinades if you want to keep it macro-friendly. Honestly, turkey's already a winner. Just keep it simple to make it a high-protein, power-packed Thanksgiving treat. Now, I love my coaching app, Carbon Diet Coach, for holidays like Thanksgiving because it just makes it so easy to stay on track. So first of all, when it comes to Thanksgiving, typically what I do is I use our diet planner feature and I go in and I put more calories allotted to Thanksgiving. So my average daily calories are like 3,300 to 3,400 a day. I might go 4,000 on Thanksgiving, and the diet planner will automatically adjust the other days so that I still hit my weekly goals and stay on track. Some other tips that I use is the day of Thanksgiving, typically I'll eat a pretty light breakfast, and then my family does Thanksgiving around like 1 p.m. And so I'll have a pretty big meal, but I will stick to the foods that I really like. I won't load up on a bunch of random stuff that's meh. So for me, that is turkey, ham, stuffing, yeast rolls, and maybe a little bit of mashed potatoes. And that's pretty much it. And then I'm gonna have some dessert. So usually I'll have like half a slice of pumpkin pie or a slice of pumpkin pie and half a slice of pecan pie. And that will satisfy me. I'll also have some vegetables on my plate. And I'll usually prioritize eating protein first and vegetables second. That way I'm kind of full when I go to eat the more calorie dense, more sugary, more fun foods. And that way, it's going to help me stop from going crazy on them. And I also listen to my internal satiety cues. I don't stuff myself to a ridiculous amount. I don't get any kind of pleasure out of that. I don't want to feel like a roly-poly where I can't move around on the floor. I eat until I feel full, and then I stop. Now, a Carbon Diet Coach can really help because, again, you don't have to be perfect, but you get a lot more calories on Thanksgiving Day, and that way you can still stay on track towards your goals, but enjoy Thanksgiving. Now, be reasonable. There's no reason to bring a food scale to Thanksgiving if you're not competing in some kind of fitness event or some kind of event that requires you to make weight. Just listen to your internal hunger cues, do some estimations of what you ate, enter it in the app, and move on with your life. If you do that, you might be off a little bit, but you're not going to gain 5 pounds overnight or anything like that. Just be reasonable, enjoy yourself, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your friends and family. And if you're interested in using Carbon Diet Coach, you can click the link in my bio and download and subscribe today, and make sure to give Carbon Diet Coach a follow here on Instagram.